Howdy there, folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to another episode of our StoneBlock Let's Play Adventure, where today it's not really so much of an episode, but I wanted to address something that I've began to learn about recording Minecraft. I've been doing this for 7.5 years now, and never before have I recorded so far in advance of a series that I've come to a revelation about recording and editing and whatnot. So I thought that this might be a good thing to touch on because, as I said in the last video, possibly the one before that, I'm trying to get a lot of content recorded ahead of the release of Kingdom Hearts 3. So yes, by the time you're watching this, the game is out, the game has been out. It's not out yet as of the time of recording, which means that I've been doing a lot of recording in advance, trying to get ready so that I can really focus on finishing that game as soon as it's released. I don't want any spoilers or anything. So the downside to this that I have expressed many times is that when I get recommendations from people on things that I should do in the series, or corrections about things that I either did wrong, or tips about how to do them better, the problem is it's going to come so far down the line that it's almost not even relevant, you know? If you leave a comment on episode 4, by the time you're leaving that comment, I've already recorded episode 10. And for a lot of people, I mean, that's an exaggeration, but for a lot of people, that's problematic. And it's not great for me. Like I say, I do plan on catching up on all of the comments and recommendations in another viewer suggestion video down the line, but there is a benefit to it that I've discovered, which is when I record a lot, I learn things, and as I learn things, you know, I can go back to episodes I've recorded in the past and add information to them after recording them. So, for example, if I record episode 5 and I learn something recording episode 6 that I didn't know, then as I'm editing episode 5, I can add a little information. We'll go with that. Information blurb on the bottom of the screen, either correcting myself or giving more information. And a great practical example of this has to do with the squid tank. The episode that I recorded the squid tank in was a complete failure. I didn't get a squid. But 2 episodes later, I recorded 3 episodes in one sitting. When I got to that 3rd episode, I realized that squid bait was a thing in this mod pack. And I felt like such an idiot for not figuring it out sooner. However, because I recorded all 3 of those episodes in one go, and I hadn't edited any of them yet, when I sat down to edit those 3 episodes, in that first episode I recorded, some of you may remember this, in the episode where I tried to get the squid, I had the opportunity to add a bit of pop-up information saying, hey, you can also go ahead and make squid bait. It's a thing that you can do. And even though I didn't realize that when I was recording, that was so much better than uploading the video. Like, let's say in a different world, I recorded that episode, I didn't get a squid, I edited it, I uploaded it. The next day people watch it, if I was able to get it out in that type of timeline, they could comment and say, hey, you could have used squid bait. But then I can't address that until the next video. The next video comes out, and I can tell people that squid bait is a thing, but at that point, they've already watched the first video. They don't know that squid bait's a thing. As far as they're concerned, that episode was just a wash. There was no useful information in it. Doing it this way, learning later on, and then being able to go back and edit that information into previous episodes, that is fantastic. Now, you used to be able to do that with annotations, but annotations are in the past. I tried to make corrections like that in previous series by adding pinned comments with new information that I learned, but no one ever read them, and they just repeatedly left the same information again and again. I think that this is better. Another great example of it is when I learned that you could add infinite upgrades to the barrels using emeralds. I didn't realize that when I first did the barrel episode, but several episodes down the line I figured it out, and because I hadn't edited the barrel episode yet, I could go back and I could add that information in that moment. So if you're watching the barrel information, even though I don't make the infinite upgrade, it pops up on the screen. It tells you it's a thing you can do. You can do it with a nether star or 8 diamonds or 4 emeralds. The information, because I played into the future and I learned more, I could go back and bake it into that episode. So I'm going to keep recording more episodes because, like I say, I want to get ahead of things. I want to have a good schedule that I can stick to. I'm putting out a lot of StoneBlock content. I'm trying to get it out early so that I can play through Kingdom Hearts 3 without any distractions. I'm going to stop apologizing for that, though. I'm going to stop making excuses for that because I think that in some ways it is beneficial. Now, there has to be a balance. I don't want to get so far ahead that if you leave a really cool tip and it's something that I don't figure out on my own, you don't have to wait 20 episodes to find it out. You should be able to figure it out, right. You know what I mean? So I don't want to get too super far ahead, but at the same time, I'm not going to sweat it anymore because I used to get super, super nervous about that. But what if some big information is given to me in the comments and I don't get to it? Yeah, I'm not going to worry so much about it, and I hope you folks don't either. I think that, if anything, this is making the content a bit better. Now, that said, the last few episodes have been a bit scattered because I haven't been going into them with proper plans. So, real quick, we are going to grab ourselves a sign, and we're going to make a list of objectives. By the way, I don't know if you can hear the water back here, but I added yet another, so we now have 3 water mills back behind here, I think, but where is it in here? It's not in here. It's definitely behind here. I need to mark that in some better way so that I know that in the future. But we're now producing quite a bit of GP. Oh, and I've been working on the lava thing. That's why I'm breeding those obsidian chickens in here. I'm trying to get them all to max level so I can finish that up, hopefully before the next episode. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to plot out what we're going to do. I was going to do it with signs, but I've only got 4 signs. So let me tell you about where I'm feeling for future episodes. So obviously, you see, it loads up here into storage. I think in an upcoming episode, possibly the next episode, we're going to look at storage drawers. I don't know what a compacting controller drawer is, or a drawer controller, or a controller. I'm going to learn all of this, and we're going to go through all of these, and then possibly also the black hole units, so that we can sort of wrap up this bit of storage. And then if I can, I mean, it might be a mega episode, it might be 2 separate episodes, but I'd like to make all of these as well. We're not really going to be using storage crates much more moving forward, but there are some benefits to them. And I think that storage drawers also have a place, and I think that black hole units even have a place, even though we now have an infinite capacity barrel. I think that there are some benefits to these. I have a theory. I even put this in the barrel episode, which I haven't edited yet, but I'm planning to put this in the barrel episode, that I have a theory about how this works, and if we can get that recorded before the barrel episode goes out, I can confirm it, or maybe I can just Google it and confirm it, but I have a theory about how remote access works. And I guess I can tell you, craft an item barrel connector. It seems to me that that is something that it allows you to access the contents of any item barrel it is touching. Maybe we can hook that up to an applied energistics system and digitally access all of the barrels through that interface. And if that's the case, that would be great, because I was worried we would have to make a whole bunch of connections for each individual barrel, and then there's some limitations on applied energistics that I don't think you can do that. I think you'd have a maximum of 32 connections. I may be wrong, though. I haven't used applied energistics since, what would it have been? I guess Sky Factory 2. But after we wrap up with all of this, I think we're going to take a break from storage so that we can get mystical agriculture going. But before we do that, we're going to need another farming machine. So what I'm thinking is this, and then we're going to build a monster spawner, and we're going to use a beheading upgrade inside of the mob grinding utilities mod to get more heads, more zombie heads, hopefully, so that we can make more farming machines. Then we go to mystical agriculture. Then we backstep into storage again to get in with the ME system. I'm a little hesitant to get into this because I haven't used it in a while. Fluid cows, also very interested in. I'm going to figure these guys out. I don't know anything about them, but I plan on learning. And if you want to leave comments down below with tips for any of this, please do. Because even if I record the episodes, your tips may still very well come in handy. It might be that your tips come in before I get around to those episodes, because you never know when plans might change. I might decide to hop into Draconic Evolution, because I have a lot of draconic things. I don't know much about that mod. What I do know is that I've got a whole lot of draconium ingots, and I got quite a few awakened draconium nuggets. I'm going to figure all that out soon. Don't you worry about me. I'm going to get all that sorted, but tips and hints are always appreciated. Project E, I'm actually not in a big rush for. This used to be my favorite mod ever, but then when I was playing through Sky Adventures, I realized it takes a lot of the fun out of packs. I used to like it because as a content creator, I wanted to get things done as quickly as possible, and if you need iron for something, it's better to just transmute whatever you got into iron and be able to keep going with your episode. But that takes a lot of the work out of it, and it sort of leaves you in a position where you're no longer trying to make things to make more things to make more things. You're no longer trying to make machines to automate a process to get more goods. Instead, you're just finding creative ways to generate EMC because you don't need fancy machines and big contraptions anymore. It's irrelevant. I think Take It Legends had a good balance with that, where some of the things you could get had EMC value, and then some of them didn't. So I thought that was good. I don't know how it is in this pack. It seems like everything has an EMC value, so except for glass panes, which frankly makes sense. But I'm not in too much of a rush to do this. Thaumcraft, I want to do, but bless me, anytime I've done Thaumcraft in the past, I've been real burnt by it, because it's just not quite my cup of tea, and I don't think I quite understand it. Extreme crafting is something we'll have to do, I think, to even get involved with Project E, because I think in order to build the transmutation table, you have to have extreme crafting, but I might be wrong on that. Neutrinium ingots, gosh, goodness gracious, help me. What was that? The dense heart of a star in convenient ingot form. Yeah, that sounds like a real fun time. Real fun time indeed. But that's sort of my progression plans. Finish up with some more storage stuff, drawers, and black hole units. And then from there, mob farm, more farming, and then back to applied energistics. Hopefully. That's what I've got to announce today. This is a half episode, just sort of talking about my thoughts and feelings on some episodes and some stuff I'm working on. Hope you folks have enjoyed it. I'm going to get back to work on breeding chickens. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you later. Bye!